Today, as I share from experience, I'm going to walk you through 3 steps, as well as use a worksheet with you for those of you who want to really get the most out of what I'm going to share today. I would highly recommend that you reach out to me and I can send you the PDF so that you can fill it in instead of taking notes in your journal. But for starters, you can do that, and then you can reach out to me after this call and I'll send you the PDF. So I'm going to share my screen with you and lead you through some slides I've prepared for today. Here we are. All righty. Let me just move this. Oh my goodness, just give me 1 second here. Trying to get this little technical thing out of the way. Okay. So here we go. All right, we're ready. So, how to balance your busy business with family life. That's our topic for today. And I'm going to be sharing with you on 3 points today. One is helping you define your version of success right now in your life and what it looks like for your future from your own perspective, instead of trying to live out of someone else's dream, accomplish someone else's goal, and make society or maybe your parents or your spouse, some friends happy. What's your version of success? And then we're going to be speaking, I'll be sharing on why it's important that you develop a new identity, a new set of beliefs to support your dream, because they're like the legs underneath a table. And if you envision the table as a new belief, you need to be making sure that the input that starts up here is going to create the output, the results that you want in your life, because otherwise, why even bother having a family? Why even bother being in a relationship? Why even bother running a business if you can't create it the way you want it to look? And we need a new identity and new set of beliefs so that we can experience joy and we can experience more fun and we can feel in love and we can make the money we want to and feel energized and excited about our work and energized and excited about our spouse and our family, our kids, if you have them, or your parents, or your, just being able to maintain a personal life when you're a busy entrepreneur, you're a creative thought leader, maybe you're an executive or in healthcare. You don't want to feel disconnected and sad. I know I've felt that way. You don't want to feel sluggish or sore. And I've felt that way when I ignore my body's needs and I don't have the balance I want. You don't want to feel exhausted, stretched thin, or depleted, or like you're juggling a whole bunch of balls and they're always falling. So then I'm going to walk you through how to design a new set of actions that are in alignment with your beliefs. So let's hop right in. For those of you who don't know me yet, or maybe you do, you've been following along with me for years and my content's been really helpful for you, I hope. I have coached and trained clients internationally, as well as here in Canada, in person, as well as over Zoom. And I work with usually healthcare leaders, executives, business owners, career-focused leaders in academia. So no matter what type of leadership role you have, it's important that we learn how to balance both professional and personal sides of our lives so that we can experience the joy and the confidence that we want. And I'm also married and I have 2 sons. And I can't remember, but I'll make sure that you get to see a picture of them before today's done. My work has taken me all over the world, and part of what makes me feel fully alive is travel. So, because of the mentors that I've hired and the strategies that I've applied in my life and in sharing with my clients, it's enabled me to go to places like Hawaii. There you see a picture of my husband and my sons. I did have a picture, not a close up. And multiple trips to Thailand, and you'll see Hawaii's at the top, Thailand's at the bottom there. And these opportunities are funded by my work as a consultant, a coach, a trainer, a speaker, and an author. I've just published my first book. It's called From Burnout to Bliss, and it's the 21-day plan to boost health, wealth, and happiness. So if you don't have your hands on that yet, it's filled with really valuable, practical, and simple to apply tools that will help you both personally and professionally feel more energized, joyful, and make sure you have time and resources for yourself. Briefly, a couple of the clients that I've worked with, there's some of them here. You can go back and look at this slide if you want, just to see the type of people that I've helped. And I'll share with you a story today from someone's life in particular to give you an example of what's possible. So today, let's talk about your options. Your options right now, where you're at in your personal and professional life, if you want to create more balance so that you feel more calm, you feel more in control and confident, like you are actually creating the life and the business or career that makes you feel all fired up, you have a couple different options. And one is you can stay where you're at. Maybe you're really happy where you're at. But if you're watching me and you're making time for this, I bet you there's opportunity for improvement. Second option is you can change your reality. We always have the power and the ability to make new decisions, which lead to new outcomes. But remember, we need to adjust our thinking in order to create new results that stick, that are maintainable. So maybe you're on this training today and this is perfect timing. You didn't even know I was going to be showing up for you. And you want small ways to start making progress that you can maintain. And I'm going to give some of those to you today, some suggestions. And I'm going to get you to actually get involved today and put some of the exercises that I'm going to give you into place. So here's a mindset shift to start us off. When you pick up one end of the stick, you pick up the other end. So think about it. If you pick up a pen, you're still holding the other end of the pen, even though you don't have your fingers on it. You're picking up the whole pen. So when we decide something is possible or not in our lives, then that comes with a consequence. So what I would like you to do right now is I'd like you to ask yourself, in my past, what did I think was possible? And so I just did it. I created that for myself. Maybe it was a business. Maybe it was a second arm of business. Maybe it was a YouTube channel. Maybe it was you wrote your own book. Maybe you decided to take continuing education and get a second master's or a fourth master's and be able to serve the population of people that you want to help. What is it that you were able to do that you were proud of? Think of one example. And if you want to write it in the comments, now would be a great time. What's one thing you decided to do? Maybe it was you decided to have a family and you thought, this is possible. One way or another, I'm going to figure out how to have a family. And you adopted, or you were able to have um, someone else's kids as your godchildren. Whatever way you made family happen, you were able to make that happen for yourself. Maybe it was purchasing your first home. So once you've settled on what you were able to do because you believed it was possible, remember that all of our beliefs come with consequences, but unfortunately, some of our beliefs are unconscious. So part of the work that I do with clients is I help them be able to make the subconscious conscious, because otherwise our subconscious is ruling us and we're not even aware of what's going on. If you're with me live, I want to encourage you to put your comments in the chat, and put your comments if you're with me on Zoom or if you're with me on Facebook or YouTube, and I will answer them at the end of the call. Rachel, it is awesome to hear you're able to stay at home with your son while working and running your own business. Yeah, what an accomplishment, right? I wanted to be able to have a couple days where I wasn't working with clients every week so that I could create tools for clients, and so that I could be available to my boys when they got off school. They're both in school now. Well, they've been in school for a long time. They're young men, but I can work my own hours. That was really important to me. So here's another question for you before we get into the exercise I have for you today. What is your version of success? Those of you who are watching with me right now, what's your version of success? Not what your parents think is the best thing for you to do. Not what how your friends choose to live and what makes them happy. But I want you to write down right now on the paper in front of you, what would make me happy? And I want you to think for yourself first, because as leaders, especially the leaders that I work with who are very giving, they're focused on contribution, they're very caring for the people that they serve, they're very dedicated, highly dedicated. The challenge that they face is that they often put themselves last, and they think that their consequences won't catch up with them. But we know there's a universal law that when we pick up one end of the stick, we're still holding the other end of the stick. By natural law, you can't separate the two. So we want to create today in this training consequences that you love, results that you love because of the new decisions, new agreements. I'll explain what that means to me, and new belief sets that propel new actions and results. So now we're going to hop into this worksheet. What I want you to do is I'm going to give you 1 minute, and then I'll check back in with you to fill in that first box. I want you to fill in that first box for yourself. Yes, you get to put yourself first. And if you want to add it in the chat, that would be great so I can see your answers. And then you can reach out to me and I'll send you the PDF to have for yourself to print. So what is it for yourself that would make you happy and feel more balanced? Think health, think spiritual happiness, think friendships, think personal dreams. Okay, I'm going to be quiet now and you can have 1 minute to fill that category in. Now we're going to pause and we're going to move to family. But before we move to family, I want you to remember that I'll share something from my story. When my children were younger, and this could happen to you as well, even with adult children, I felt like I didn't have enough help in order to be able to achieve the dreams that I had for myself professionally and as a person. And I realized that I wasn't asking for enough help. I was trying to do it all by myself. Now, I'm not sure why. Likely it was because I felt stronger and I felt good about myself, feeling like I was independent, trying to do it by myself. My husband would work away for a month at a time. And so I was single parenting for a month on, a month off, a month on, a month off. And I found myself on the floor, no joke, exhausted in a heap. So many nights, sometimes in the middle of the day. So, for yourself, what does balance look like? What does success look like for you? Maybe that success looks like maybe being more humble and self aware, like for me, and asking for help, being more open to it, asking for help. That means you need to see asking for help as a sign of strength, because that's studies prove that others see you as stronger when you ask for help, because not everyone's willing to. All right, so let's look at family now. I'm going to give you another minute to fill in this category. And in your ideal future vision for your family, what does balance look? If you were balancing your business or your career with your family responsibilities, the honor of raising children, the honor of maybe being in a loving relationship, the honor of taking care of your parents, whatever family means to you, and your professional life in your ideal world, how would I know that you are more balanced according to your version of success? Okay, one example for, and before I let you have that 1 minute, is maybe you are focusing more on 15 minutes of quality time a day instead of an hour, because it's more about quality than quantity. All right, 1 minute, and I'll check back in with you. Okay, I hope that you got some great ideas and you were able to envision for yourself what a more ideal family life looks like. So maybe you're able to be more present. Maybe you're able to feel more calm. Maybe you're able to trust that when you're with your family or your spouse, things aren't going to fall apart in your professional life, because you're learning how to trust and be at ease. So, Rachel, you've said, instead of using my spare time to work, I use it for family time and relaxing. Wonderful. Great choice. Now, I want you to dream. I want you to dream about your future in your business. It's growing. Maybe it's so successful. That's why you're on this call. Is you want to be proactive so that you don't hit a wall in your health. You don't hit a wall and cause damage in your marriage or your relationship. You don't get to a point where you've lost your passion. So you want to be proactive, super smart. Glad you're here. So in your professional life, what does success look like to you? Instead of, I do everything perfectly, I do everything quickly with no mistakes, I always keep everyone happy with me. I highly recommend, if any of those points were part of your past definition of success, that you do a double take and ask yourself if that's really helping you. Overly unrealistic expectations of self cause a landslide of stress that you don't need. Just do a double take. So, 1 minute to ask yourself, what do I need, or what is my ideal vision of success in my business professionally? Maybe you put an income goal there um, for the next year. Maybe it's what amount of time you dedicate to that work. Maybe it's connections that you've made because of the value of your service or your products, and fun things and opportunities open up for you. I want you to write down what success looks like in my professional life over the next year. Go for it. And feel free to add it in the comments. You've made. Okay, we're moving a little bit faster today. I'm not going to walk you through this whole exercise, this whole worksheet. So please reach out to me and I'll send you the PDF so you can print it out for yourself. This is a great visual to have on a poster board or on your office desk, maybe fold it up in your purse or in your wallet so you can refer to this, because we know from experience that people who have a vision prosper, and those who don't tend to shrivel up inside because they forget what's important to them and therefore they don't prioritize it. So let's move forward. I love this. So, this little guy, the wheels on the bus go round and round. The wheels on the bus do what exactly? So, your beliefs up here, what you allow into your precious mental real estate, they are agreements that you might be unconsciously making that are causing you poor or just okay results in your personal and professional life, and maybe making it hard for you to balance, maybe making it hard for you to be present, maybe making it hard for you to move to that next level in your career. But the great thing is, we can always change our beliefs. We have control. Our mental space up here is malleable. It's called neuroplasticity. And it's fascinating and fun and empowering to know that you can change your future and you can change who you are and how you're showing up in the world. And that improves your relationships. So, new agreements and beliefs are the foundation for your new actions and results. So when I was having such a hard time balancing, and by the way, I come back to this in my life in different seasons when I don't feel like I'm spending as much time making my house beautiful, which is a new desire of mine. Or I don't feel like I'm spending enough time with my husband or my kids, and I feel disconnected or sad or frustrated about it. I can come back to my beliefs and ask myself, what would I need to believe in order to achieve or create that vision that you just wrote down? And what would I have needed to believe in order to create the poor results that I've experienced in the past, or maybe I'm experiencing right now? So here's one thing that I was unconsciously believing before when I would get so exhausted is that I can't handle this. And that simple agreement or belief, I can't handle this. This is too much for me, will leave anyone in a heap on the floor, visually speaking. So ask yourself, if I'm feeling frustrated in my working life and not seeing the results that I want there, but I have a fantastic connection at home with my family and I'm feeling in love and I'm feeling supported and understood and respected, why would I be experiencing this lack of confidence or this feeling of depletion and like I'm totally stretched thin at work, however you might feel in your professional life? It could be linked back to beliefs that I'm not enough. That's a really common one that I hear is I don't have what it takes to get to this next level that I'm aiming for in my professional life. I don't have the same skill sets that successful people do. I'm too young, I'm too old. I don't have the education that I need. Maybe I should go take another course. Maybe you're stuck on that hamster wheel thinking you need to get more education, more education, more education to be qualified. When really, what would help is if you started believing that I have everything within me to be able to achieve my dreams. And maybe you need to brush up on a skill set. Maybe you need to practice your communication skills. But what's most important that will dramatically improve the results you're getting in your work, if work is your area of focus right now that feels out of balance, is your beliefs. Your self-esteem is the most important muscle, and your belief in yourself is the most important muscle you can cultivate in order to be fantastically successful and reach new levels of career success and scale your business. And I speak from experience. So we need to catch these problematic beliefs so we can change them. But today I'm not going into belief transformation. That's for another day. Once we have understood what some of the problematic beliefs are that create the undesirable results or lack of balance in our lives, lack of success by our definition, then we can move towards actions that are aligned with the new belief. So remember, I'm going to go back here to this worksheet. You're going to get this worksheet that is going to help you write down what new beliefs and agreements you want to align with. It's like today is your spiritual chiropractic adjustment. And you have the opportunity today to choose a new belief so that you can align, experience unity from top to bottom with who you're going to choose to be moving forward. Maybe it's someone who believes in themselves. Maybe it's someone who treats their children as important as they treat their work, or their spouse as important as they treat their clients. I would hope so, but sometimes we can be out of alignment, right? So what I want you to do after this is just set aside 5 minutes or this evening before you go to bed and review this worksheet. Send it back to me, brownie points, if you would like me to review this for you, because having my personal feedback is so valuable and I would love to give that to you. So let me share with you a story about one of my clients who was feeling disconnected and frustrated with her family, and very busy professional, very successful woman in healthcare, and didn't know how to make time for herself while she was so busy serving others, and felt like she couldn't fit in exercise, felt like her kids weren't helping enough at home, and they were of the age that they could, different age levels, so different varying degrees of ability. And what she found was her solution after I asked her some deeper questions, which is part of my job. I ask the right questions to help you get better answers. After asking her some questions and peeling back the onion of why she was feeling frustrated and where to find the solutions, she started making smaller, and this is what I want you to do today after you fill in the sheet, smaller actions towards her dreams, towards her desired vision. So I want you to write in the comments, if you're watching this and you're brave, I want you to write one small action that feels doable, that would help you move towards the creation of that vision that you wrote down earlier. The smaller and more manageable your habit is right now, it might feel like too simple, too easy, but start there, because just like a wheel, it will get the wheel turning. And over time, you can pick up speed and you can make progress more quickly. But for now, you just want to get the wheel turning. So, one habit you could make in any of these areas, personal, family, or business, that would prioritize your dream, because your dream is possible. And we need to start from the inside out. So, we've worked on the inside a bit today. And if you're interested in hearing the thought repatterning process that I use to help you change your beliefs to more empowering and positive, connect with me, because we didn't cover that today. And now we're on to the step of aligned action. So share it in the chat with me if you would. I'm just going to check some answers now. Wonderful. So I think this is a new agreement. I'm not sure if that's right. Correct me if I'm wrong. My business runs smoothly and I have financial freedom. So you could get even more particular and clear for your own brain when you look back at this worksheet. What does my business run smoothly actually mean? How would I know as a bystander, outsider looking in? And financial freedom, how much money do you need to have the financial freedom that you want to have according to your vision? So, yes, and a small step to create a better schedule might be 5 minutes of planning as many days of a week as possible, so that you have a plan and you can get excited about how easy it will be to meet each area of focus in your life: personal, professional, and family. All right. We are getting close to the top of the hour, and I'm going to wrap up now. But before I do, I want to leave you with an invitation to speak with me. If you'd like to schedule some time with me to review your PDF, I'd be happy to give you coaching and support and feedback and suggestions. So you can schedule a 20-minute conversation with me. There's no cost. This is my gift to you, and I'd love to help. And no strings attached. I hope that today was really valuable for you, and lots of love on you and on your vision and your dreams. I know it's possible with new beliefs, new agreements, and new aligned action. You can change any old habit and get better results. Reach out to me today if you'd like to book that 20 minutes with me. And have an awesome day. Thanks for joining me.